What is water? Well, it's dihydrogen monoxide, H2O. But is it covalently bonded or ionically bonded? Best answer is both, but greatly favoring the covalent form. When water molecules collide with themselves, they dissociate, but just a little bit. How little? If we measure the equilibrium constant, meaning the concentration of the H plus over the OH minus times the OH minus, we see that it's very small. It's 10 to the minus 14th moles per liter. This tells us that each of those is 10 to the minus 7th moles per liter. So that gives you an idea of the extent to which it ionizes. H plus is the classic version of an acid. OH minus is the classic version of a base. This is why we are asking ourselves, what is water, when we're considering acids and bases? Water is a substance that contains both acid and base in relatively small amounts. In pure water, that concentration must be equal. For each molecule of H2O that ionizes, it must form an equal amount of H plus, an equal amount of OH minus, 10 to the minus 7th moles for every liter. That would be true at room temperature. Now, let's imagine what might happen when we heat it. By the way, rather than saying the concentration is 10 to the minus 7th moles per liter, most people say the pH is 7. It could be that that's just a more convenient number to use. Notice that the 7 comes from the exponent there. So pH stands for powers of hydrogen. Now, if it's less than 7, we call that an acidic solution. That means you have a power of hydrogen that is a lower number. However, that would mean that the concentration of H plus would be 10 to the minus 6. We're now at a millionth rather than a 10 millionth. That is 10 times larger. So when the pH is greater than 7, it's basic. That means you have less H plus, you have more OH minus. Somebody added a little base to the water, or somebody added a little to the acid to the water to make these changes. And if the concentration of H plus goes down, that means it goes from a 10 millionth to, say, 100 millionth at pH 8. That means the pH goes up. So just be aware that they're inverted like that. So what might happen to pure water as it's heated in terms of the pH? Well, the molecules are going to have more kinetic energy. There's going to be more collisions. This should lead to more ionization. That means the concentration of each ion should increase. But if you're simply talking about pH, that means the H plus concentration is increasing. Therefore, the pH must go down. So they move faster. Ionization increases. Hydrogen ion concentration increases. Well, so does hydroxide, but let's ignore that for now. So the pH will be less than 7. Of course, this will still be a neutral solution because the hydroxide ion concentration will also be higher. And they will call that the pOH. So the pH of pure water at near the boiling point is 6.14. That is at the boiling point. That's a common AP question. The pH of water is always 7. No. Okay, that's a little bit about what water is.